When you save things, do you put them in any location, just save for now? Does your desktop look like a cluttered mess of folders and files? Inside your inbox, in your email, is there like thousands of emails that have never been filed and are all just sitting there in a whole big group of 100,000 inbox mess? Are you not sure how to file in a way that you do not lose your assets? Or sometimes you're looking for something and you're like, where did I even put that thing? And then the next thing you find yourself, an hour down the big pipe hole of looking for things and still not finding what you're after. Well, today is about filing made easy. We're going to share with you the system we use to first file all of our digital assets, and secondly, using the same system, how we organize and file our email inbox. So hang on in. It is Strategy with Sally, our weekly live here for you. As always, we're going to kick off with our theme song here inside of OmniSam while we wait for the VIPs to join us in the VIP room. We'll see you in 3.5 minutes where we'll get stuck into this content. If you're on replay, you can scroll through, or maybe you want to dance along to our theme song.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're
Welcome to Strategy with Sally, our weekly live. Today we're talking about the OmniWAY filing system. So we're going to teach you how to file so that you don't have chaos inside of your digital assets and being able to find things when you actually need them. Let me know in the chat, are you somebody who has like file chaos or your desktop's covered in folders and files and you're constantly forgetting where you put things, or maybe your inbox is overflowing with unfiled emails and it just seems way too hard, so you just never get around to it. So I'm going to share with you today our filing system. So if we have not yet met, I'm Sally Sparks Cousins. I'm the founder of the OmniSam software, and we're here to walk you through the filing system. Now, I'm a bit of an automation nerd, right? I do love me some sexy numbers, but I do like my files to be clean, organized, and neat. There's a few things I've got rules around, right? One is about labeling and filing. Another is about naming conventions. You've got to make sure you name your files correctly and your tags and everything. So this is actually a recording that I'm going to be doing to put inside of our Business in a Box training. So if you were with us last week, we went through our tagging system and I taught how we actually use tags and the 4 commandments for making tags, as well as the naming conventions and our major tag groups that we use. So this is the next step in that process inside of our course. So if you're here, well, you're getting a little bit of a taster of what's inside our Business in a Box course as well, which is to help people sort of simplify their systems using OmniSam. So as I said, this is for the course recording, so I'm going to pause in a second. As you do, I always teach people how to create their course on a live. So here we are. And one of the things I talk about is making sure that you pause for a few seconds so it's easy for the editing team to cut it. Right? So that's what we do at the start, and don't get distracted by the people in the chat. As we can see, Joanne is here. She's saying, yes, this is me. And this little thing that I've got going on here is not, let's see, I don't know why it's not straight. That's okay. We're all sorts of crooked around here. All right, so let's get stuck into the content. And at the end of this, you are going to be able to organize your files in an easy, simple way. If you're saving files and you don't know where to put them, or you're getting lots of emails coming in and you don't know how to file them, this is what this lesson is all about, teaching you our filing system so that you don't end up with file chaos and never being able to find anything, and your inbox isn't full of emails that have never been filed, and therefore you actually lose track of what needs to be actioned because you've got thousands of emails in your inbox. So the system I'm about to share with you is our OmniWAY Filing Made Easy. And it uses the same system inside of where you store your files and also where and how you label or file your emails. So I'm going to walk you through the different types of categories that we file and how and what we put in each of them. So let's jump on over here. I've put a little presentation together for you here. So our Filing Made Easy system. So first we make master files. So for our master files, what we're going to do is we're going to create our top level file. The first one is admin. And I do label them with the numbers to make sure the files also run in order. The second one is HR. The third top level file is content. The fourth one is sales and marketing. And the fifth one is operations. Now I'm going to dig into these and explain to you what goes into each of these, but we also have one other folder. Too busy to sort. Well, this is the one that I usually just throw content into, and then I outsource that to my team to actually do and sort those files. But if you do have a too busy to sort, and you are in control, set a day every month that you sit there and you actually do sort them. Otherwise, you end up with, again, too many files, and then it just becomes really overwhelming. So let's dig into the first group, which is admin. Oh, and I messed that up because I was supposed to turn those little things off. So for the recording, let me fix that and we will go back. So here we are with admin. So the types of things that we put in is a second level folder, and we have one called finance. So this is where we put all of our banking statements, anything that comes in regarding banking. Then we also have our legal file where we put anything to do with legalities from our lawyer. And then we have one for grants. So if we apply for government grants, they usually have to be, lodged with the tax office, and applications and all those things go in with them as well. We also have one for security. So this is where we put anything to do with I should actually just go into my security folder and have a look. Let's try that again. So inside security, we have our contracts and our agreements with any of the providers that we use regarding security. And then another one we have is called ASIC. So here in Australia, this is the government, right? This is where we've got to lodge our tax returns. We've got to pay our business activity statements every quarter. So anything to do with ASIC, as well as our business name, registration, our company details, and shareholders agreements, all of those sorts of things live in the ASIC folder because it's linked to where we register our business here in Australia. So you would probably have a different company or a big government organisation, depending on what country you're in. So let's then dig into the second file, top level file, which is HR. So in here, HR is human resources, and it has to do with team. So inside of this, we have that second level folder, which the first one is employment agreements. So we've got different employment agreements depending on what type of staff are coming in, whether they're management or whether they're just content creators, VAs, builders. We have different types of employment agreements. Then recruitment. So this is where we keep resumes and our notes from when we do interviews with different staff members. We then also have one called roles and responsibilities. So this is the responsibility for the different types of team members we hire. So whether they're in operations, or if they're in sales, or if they're in the admin team or sales and marketing team, all of their roles and responsibilities are stored there. We then have a folder called team, and inside that folder there's a folder for each of our team members. So there's one there for Beverly, there's one for Sarah, there's one for even me, Sally, because I'm a team member as well. And then that is everything that we have inside of HR. The next one, let's go a little deeper into number 3, which is content. So some of the things that we put into content are our blog posts. So we have all of our blog posts in a Word document so that, if anything ever happens and we lose our website for some horrible reason, we still have all of our blog posts. I always have a rule, save things in 3 places, right? Even this strategy with Sally video that I'm recording at the moment will be saved in 3 places when it's done. We have brand assets. So this is where we put our logos, our headshots, our backgrounds, our icons, our B-roll videos, anything to do with our brand that we use on repeat, along with our brand guide and styling. I also run a podcast, so we have a podcast folder where we store all of our podcast assets and all of the episodes. Then, of course, we post across social media. So inside of social media, we have folders for each of the different platforms that we post on. So whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and then we segment inside of these folders based off the type of content, whether it's a video, a reel, or a story. So this is not sales and marketing content. This is education, motivation, inspiration, but not sales and marketing content. This just has to do with the things that we're giving really good value and putting out there to the world. Now, this recording that I'm doing for the course is also part of a Strategy with Sally Live, and we have a weekly live. Now, ours is Strategy with Sally, whatever yours is. In there, we store our videos. We do the high resolution quality video in there, along with our show notes, our descriptions and titles, and all the graphics associated with each of the episodes. So for today's session, there will be, once I finish recording, the live video, but there's also the show flow, there's the thumbnails, and everything that comes together, even a checklist of all the actions that need to be done prior to a Strategy with Sally session. And then another one we have inside of content is testimonials. So whether they're screenshot testimonials from, say, Facebook or Google or Trustpilot, also video testimonials are all in there as well. Oh, somebody's calling me. Let's stop that. Go away. Let's try that again. So the next one's testimonials. Now, inside of testimonials, we have screenshots from all the testimonials that we get from Trustpilot, Google, Facebook, any video testimonials that we might get during a live event. People are giving really great testimonials, or during even sales calls and Ask Me Anything sessions. We get some testimonials in there as well, plus the testimonial graphics that we make ourselves from the posted ones or the written ones or the video ones. So they could be audiograms, but anything to do with our testimonials are in there. But inside that testimonial folder, they're also segmented for what the testimonial is for. So did they attend a live training? Did they attend Canva Made Easy? Did they attend a building click-by-click session or any live event? So we do, or maybe they're just leaving a testimonial for OmniSam. So we do segment inside of the testimonial folders by what type of testimonial it is as well. So moving on to the next one, it's sales and marketing. So think funnels. What are the different types of funnels you have for the marketing component? So getting in front of new people. So for example, we've got one for my book funnel, right? The Fortune's in the follow-up. And we also run a challenge called Canva Made Easy. Now, we've got a few different challenges that we run, right? We've got one on how to land high-ticket clients using Facebook groups or communities. We have one for list growth made easy. We have one for some of our live events and GSD workshops as well. So just think, what are the different types of things, whether it's a PDF that you have to give away, whatever that type of lead funnel is, even to networking events. So a networking event, it's a sales and marketing strategy. We're going out, we're going to meet new people, but what are some of the assets that we might need for that networking event? Maybe it's a QR code for people to scan to be able to collect their information. Maybe it's your virtual business card, which you've made inside of OmniSam, and you need the quick links for that. Or maybe we go to a networking event and we've asked to be a speaker on stage, which, we're doing in August. I'll give you some more information about that. Oops, I'm going to have to cut that out because this is for the course. So a networking event is when you are heading along to do networking, but it could also be speaking on a stage. Now, the other one that we have... And the next one that we have are email templates. So we have a lot of different marketing campaigns and also sales campaigns that require emails. So we keep and store them also in a Google Doc so that if anything ever happens to the online version of our software, we have a backup and we don't have to be worried that we've lost everything if for some unknown reason something happens. As I said, always save things in 3 places. And then finally, we have our sales asset folder. So inside the sales asset folder, we have our sales script along with our notes that we take during our sales calls and any other assets that you have regarding your sales process. So this is the sales and marketing top level folder and the things and examples of what you could put inside that. And now the next one and final one is operations. So operations is about once somebody buys, then what? So some of the examples would be our affiliates. So our affiliates, we take care of those in our operations department. We may incentivize them with different promotions. We may have our affiliate lists so that we can track how they're going. So that's one. The second one is products. So think, what are your different products that you have? So for example, one of those products is OmniSam itself. But then inside of OmniSam, we also have a number of different courses. So a course would be our Business in a Box course, our Canva course, our List Growth Made Easy course, our Message Mining course, our Offer Creation course. And we will create a top level folder for each of those courses. And then inside of those courses, we actually create folders which are just as though you had logged into the course. So it would have module 1, and in there would be all your lessons and resources, and then lesson 2, module 2, and so on. So that's how we file our digital products. And if you had physical products, that could be your list of physical products along with all the images associated with those physical products. And say, for example, you had a clothing store, you would have a t-shirt folder, you would have a dress folder, you would have a jacket folder, shoes folder, for example, and then in those they would then be categorized. So just think about how they get sorted on your website or your online course or your community, and then file them very in the same way, but inside of your Google Drive or just on your personal storage, wherever that might be. Next is our clients. So we've got mainly products, right? And the other side is our clients. So our clients, once we go in there, every client gets a folder. And inside that folder for each client, we have things like contracts, and they're, because we are an agency and we do a lot of building, we have their digital assets. We also might have checklists and things like that that we're going through with the clients. Anything that we share with the clients inside this drive, they have access to one folder in there where we can share folders backwards and forwards inside of the client's folder itself. Then the next one we have is SOPs. So I always do an SOP Saturday. Every Saturday once a week I want to write an SOP. Sometimes I get ahead and do a few in a day, and then I'm like 4 weeks ahead. But that's where we keep all our SOPs. So these are our standard operating procedures. So just this, what I'm sharing with you, the filing system itself is an SOP. Our tagging system is an SOP. How we manage our inbox is an SOP. How we follow up with clients is an SOP. Even how we build different things for our clients all come with an SOP. So that's where we keep our standard operating procedures. Then the next one is, and finally, our vendors. So think about all the companies that you pay to keep your business running. So if we are one of your vendors, we would have a folder inside your drive called OmniSam. We have other vendors that we work with, and these can be partners that we work with. Other larger organizations and companies such as Canva and Ecamm are people that we have quite good and large relationships with. But then think of Xero, right? Asana, any piece of software that you might use as well. Plus, where I buy my gifts from, when I send gifts out to people, there's different places that I might buy. Like I love to send plants or gift baskets or flowers, and I've got different vendors I buy from those. So that's where we keep all the information for any of our vendors, or you could say suppliers. It would be another word for that. So there we go. That is our filing system. And it all begins with this, our top level folders: admin, HR, content, sales and marketing, operations, and if you're like me, a too busy to sort folder as well that the team have to deal with. All right, so would you like to see inside of my actual Google Drive? Yeah? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you into my Google Drive and show you what it looks like from the top level shared area. Now, that you will find what I'm about to share with you, there's a few extra folders in there because I've had to bring across my old business info into it as well. But just look for those 5 major folders, well actually 6 with too busy to sort. So here we go. Here we are inside of my Google Drive, and you will see at the top here, we've got too busy to sort. We have admin, human resources, content, sales and marketing, operations. Now, don't worry about these 2 ones at the bottom. They have to do with something else that we're not going to talk about today, but these are our main folders. Then you will see when I go into admin, you will see that I have things filed in here for admin, such as ASIC and grants and finance and legal and security. And then inside of human resources, you will see that we have things like employment agreements. Now also we have experts that teach inside our community, so we have a folder for them, and we've got a recruiting folder like I showed you, roles and responsibilities. Whenever I hire a new team member, we usually get this talent dynamics test so that I can understand how that person actually works. So there, as you see, there are a few other ones in here as well. Now the next one was content. Now we've got quite a lot of different funnels, but you'll see blog post, branding assets, Ecamm assets. So these are all the pretty graphics that you can see on the screen right now that create all of these fun pictures on your screen with like lower thirds and hello me over here in the corner. We also have a live demo that I do for the software. And then another one is our podcast. This is a live I used to do when we first started OmniSam. Our social media folder, our strategy with Sally folder, and our testimonials folder as well. As you can see, there's a few others. We've got this magic mindset one in here, which is one small, tiny component that we advertise around mindset. Then we go back here again to shared drives and we head into sales and marketing. So here inside of sales and marketing, you will see different things that we do to 1, market, and 2, generate sales. So we apply for different awards, right? Because that helps to promote the business. It allows for social proof. We've got a book funnel. We also have Canva Made Easy. We've joined the Chamber of Commerce in Haymarket. Any events that we run or go to. This is the Geelong Small Business Festival. This is where I'm speaking at next month at the time of this recording. Any of our OmniBot training. So this is a training around AI. Our demonstration that we've put together for people to see and watch about OmniSam. This is where we keep all of our sales call notes as well as keeping them directly on the file. It's good to have them in a spreadsheet, and I like to just have a Google Doc open and type my notes in quickly while I'm on the call. Our SOPs around doing sales calls. I've got a funnel on how to do sales calls. So that's an actual funnel. Strategy with Sally also has marketing funnels off the back end of that. Zoom quick questions is also a type of marketing strategy that we use. Our email templates, our partnerships. So as you can see, we're thinking kind of top level. And then like Marketing Impact Academy, this is where I run training every month. Twice a year for Marketing Impact Academy. But that also occasionally brings us new clients as well. And then finally into operations. So inside of operations, ours needs a bit of a cleanup. I'm just going to say that now. But inside of operations, we have things like our automation blueprint, right? These are things that we write for our clients when they join. The Business in a Box, this is a training that people get when they join our community. So it's not just got the course information, but it also has all the resources. We also monitor our clients depending on what stage they're at, as well as our clients' folders themselves. So I'm not going to go in there, but it has a list of all of our clients. We have a client agreement folder. Elite membership is another one of our products. So that's what our mentoring program. And you'll see that there's other things that we've got in here, like our knowledge base. Here, if you ever go to help.omnisam.com.au, our onboarding processes, all our policies, research and development. So all of these things live inside our operations folders. So we do need to clean ours up a little bit, but it is actually filed very easily. If I was going to look for assets for Strategy with Sally, I would just go straight into the content folder, into the Strategy with Sally folder, and it would be labeled with the name of the live, and it would also have the date of the live on the folder. If I'm looking for any client information, I would go straight into the operations folder and then into the clients folder and then find that client information. If I'm looking for invoices, I'm going to go into admin and I'm going to go into finance to find invoices in there. All right. Now, how does this work in email? Now, for privacy reasons, I've really zoomed in tight on this, but I'm just going to show you our inbox in email. So here I am inside of our Google Drive, and if you look at our master labels down the side here, you will see that they're all labeled the same. The only difference is we have a to action label at the top here, because anything that somebody needs to action is actually labeled with the name of the person that needs to action the task, and then of course it gets removed. If we go into the admin, you'll see here we have grants and ASIC and finance and legal, but I have another couple of little labels here for when I send money out. So that's other people's invoices, and money in is when clients are paying us, and any accounts, refunds or disputes are also in here. Then in the HR area, we break this one down into training and development. So this would be for internal training and development for the team. This is where we put all of our job applications that come in, all the resumes. Then we have a staff one, and under the staff has a list of our staff members in there. Then we have any team updates. I think somebody's in the inbox right now. Can somebody please tell Beverly just to hop out of the inbox for a minute, because she's working in there? Please, thank you. All right, let's go back to that. So in HR, let's try that again. In HR, actually, I'm just going to send her a message just in case. I think she's in the inbox right now. It's probably not a good time for her to be in the inbox. Let me check what inbox. Won't be a sec. Oh, no, this one might just be me. All right, let's see. In HR, we have training and development. That's internal training and development for the team. Also in there might be my coaches as well that I hire. Job applications, so all the resumes that get sent in. Staff, there's a folder in each of these. If I drop this down, there's a folder for each different staff member. And then any team updates. So if the staff are giving us updates, like they're applying for holidays or we are sending updates out to the team, they just get filed in there. Then in our content folder, we have that broken down into drafts and approvals. So if something comes in that needs to be approved, it gets labeled that. Any social media posts that go out, and we're getting notifications in our inbox that somebody's commented on a social media post, they would get labeled there. This is for our podcast, whether it is me being on somebody else's podcast, or if we're talking to people we want to be on our podcast. Published content is if we're getting an email from ourselves, right? We've sent out a newsletter to our community, it would still come into our inbox, and we would put a label on that so we can see all of our outgoing published content. And then we have content requests. So if people are requesting particular content, such as when we're working with other organizations and they're looking for us to actually publish content, we keep that in there as well. Now, moving on to sales and marketing. Now, yours will look very different to ours, but you'll use something similar, right? But because we sell a particular type of thing, which is software, we actually have our sales and marketing also segmented into that. So the top one here is when we book a sales call, we automatically get an email from ourselves to get ready for the call, which is something that we've also built inside of your OmniSam. Then under appointments, we have things like confirmed, cancelled follow-ups, new invitations, rescheduled, reminders, and no-shows. So they're all the different things that happen in appointments. Reviews, so these are the 3 different places in which we get reviews: Facebook, Google, and Trustpilot. Organizations that we work with. Now, at the moment, this is a fairly new inbox, but there is the Greater City of Geelong and the Tradies Wives, but you may have other organizations, like we probably should have in here Haymarket, which is the the commerce place that has it in every city. Oh my goodness, I'm totally drawing a blank. Events and conferences. So these are events and conferences that we either attend as a guest or we are attending as a speaker. And then leads and prospects. Then we've also got awards, so any awards that we apply for, any campaigns and promotions that we're sending out. So when we run the course creation challenge, which is going to be happening next month, this will have any campaign related material going into that. And then any affiliate or joint venture partners and any correspondence relating to that. So that has our sales and marketing inbox. And then in here we have our operations. So because we're a software company, we do have one specifically for software management. Then we have one for tickets, which is, questions and problems that clients have. Affiliates, and in there is a list of the different types of affiliates we have. Then we've got customers. Under customers, they're actually segmented into our major customer groups, which is our software users, our elite membership, which is our Done With You program, and then also our Done For You program. And then we just got a couple of these at top level because these are for outstanding accounts receivable and cancellation requests. So these are super important to try and, save these people. Maybe they haven't been onboarded correctly. So they would probably also get a finance label as well. And then finally, it is our vendors. So here under the vendors are all the different types of companies that we work with. And some of these are also our clients as well as our customers. So you'll see here there's lots of different vendors that we work with. So that is how we use the same 5 top level folders to organize our filing. So moving forward, what I want you to do is start to organize your stuff, right? Go to where you store your folders, whether it's Google Drive or if you've got a server at home or if you're using OneDrive, and create those 5 top level folders. Then to clean everything up, put everything in too busy to sort and slowly start moving things into where they should be. Now, if things are really, really old, then just create an archive folder that you can put things into and go back into if you really need that information. Otherwise, just archive it. If you've forgotten that you've had it and you haven't been in it for a long time, then just archive it. Inside of your emails, your task will be to create those different folders or labels. You can use some of the examples you saw inside of our inbox, but make sure you have those top level 5 folders. Now, at the end of every year, we do actually archive all of those top levels into archive for 2025. And then we start again with admin for 2026, right? When we get to the end of the year. And that way, every 7 years, we can go and delete the really old archive folders because they're no longer relevant. So I'm hoping that this filing system, for OmniWAY, Filing Made Easy system, is going to help you moving forward. If you're like, it just seems like too big of a job, then what I recommend you do is let's just draw a line in the sand, archive literally everything that you have, and start from today. And the things that you end up finding that you need to go and get and reuse, then move them into those folders or add those labels to them. But draw a line in the sand. Start from today. If you're too overwhelmed, to start sorting what you already have. And just know that from today forward, everything's going to be really easy to use. Now, the other good thing about using this system is if you are in our programs, we use exactly the same system. So by you using the same filing system as us, if you ever get stuck and you're not sure where to put something, ask. Especially if you're in our Done With You program or our Done For You program, you will notice that we will be filing using the same systems for you as well. All right, that's the OmniWAY Filing Made Easy, and your job is to now go out and create those top level folders, both in where you store your digital assets and where you manage your emails. All right, that's it. I'm going to come on over now to the VIP room. Let's get a little bit of feedback. And what was your key takeaway from today? I see Joanne is on the screen. Let's make sure she can come up and say hello. Hello, Joanne. And there. Oh, there's Sarah. There's Sarah. There's Joanne. Hang on a second. I've got to add the right Joanne to screen. There we go, Joanne. Joanne, just start talking, honey. Hi.
Why can this is always an adventure. You know, my computer has no sound, and so and my phone is too small.
Okay.
So I've got you on computer so that I can see you, and on my phone so I can hear you.
And there I go. I finally found you, and I've got you on screen. So, Joanne, what was your key takeaway from today?
I need to find the time to do that, because this is excellent, and I know of a couple people I won't mention her name, but her initials are SL, who would be thrilled if I found a filing system that actually worked. Yeah.
So,
She's been wonderful, and I'm so blessed.
oh, that's so
Um,
good. Well,
yeah.
Joanne, let's just make those top level file folders and labels, and from now start filing correctly. And
It, Sally, I love coming here with you because it's always step by step by step by step. And that makes it so much easier for me. I just need to get my act together and get them done. But I wrote it all down,
excellent. Wonderful.
and I will put it into the computer drive. Sarah reminds me every now and then how far I've come with the computer, because I'm not trying to throw it out the window anymore. Still have a ways to go, but getting there.
Awesome. Thank you, Joanne. All right. Well, Sarah is in the room as well. Sarah, what was your key takeaway from today?
Just a reminder.
One moment, please, Sarah, because I had to fix it before.
There you are.
There we go.
Just a reminder that it's worthwhile to take the time to organize, because I have not been good at that. I just haven't had a clear vision for what I was doing. So I have, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And I've got different companies, and I've got files in different company folders. And this is just such a better structure, what you're doing in your Google Drive. And I've got, I don't know, probably thousands of videos and pictures, and I've just got to get those organized because they're in 15 different places. And today I was doing a social media post, and I knew I had one photo that was going to work. And fortunately, I knew where it was, so it was easy to get it. But there have been other times when I just had to look for a very long time to find what I was looking for. And your system is very easy to follow. It's very logical. Something I need to work on.
Yeah. And I mean, when we think about that system, it's just any business, whether it's big or small, have those departments, right? So if we think of a large organization, there's an admin team, there's a HR team, there's a content team, there's a sales team, marketing team, and there's an operations team. So that's all the folders are. It's just breaking them down into the different teams that most businesses have. Even if you're a solopreneur, you're still breaking down everything into the departments, so that later when you do get a bigger team, everything's, you're getting used to that process and system and where everything lives. So awesome. Thank you, Sarah. So we've got some news as well. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. We are going to be presenting at the Geelong Small Business Festival. So I'll give you a little look at the opt-in page. So this is what we're going to be presenting on. It is the how to get reviews on autopilot. It is in August. So here in Geelong, for the first 2 weeks of August, there is the Geelong Small Business Festival, but it's also statewide. There's a Melbourne Small Business Festival, and there's, different towns around our state that are also running a business festival. So I've dropped the link in the chat for everybody who might want to register for our free event. But also, if you Google Geelong Small Business Festival, you will find the website for the Geelong Small Business Festival. And also, you'll be able to come up to the program guide and you will see all the different speakers that are going to be speaking at the Geelong Small Business Festival in August. Now, I'm just doing an online event because I honestly just did not have the time and do not have the time to organize an in-person event with catering and all the things. So we're doing an online version of the Geelong Small Business Festival. A lot of people are doing in-persons, but doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you want to join me for the reviews or how to get 5-star reviews on autopilot, then please come along. You'll see there I am there. Register for our event here at omnisam.com.au/GSBF-2025. But I have dropped the link for you in the chat, so go along and get registered. I'm going to be showing you how we're able to get Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews, and Facebook reviews on autopilot, but also how to filter out people that are detractors, or people who didn't get good service, and then actually get feedback from those people so that we can improve our service. And you'll see the page, I've made these really cool little graphics, so it shows all of the different types of businesses here that will benefit from attending this event. So I hope to see you join us. Even though you don't live in my local town of Geelong, you can join us from anywhere in the world, as long as you've got the internet and a Zoom. All right, so that's happening in August. Please, also another little update, we will be having a course creation challenge starting next month as well. It'll be running for the entire month of August. We're still planning out the logistics and the opt-in and everything for that. But if you are interested in joining the course creation challenge, then just write courses below this video. We'll make sure that we give you the link once it becomes available. We're building it this week. And so that's a few things that is happening here inside of OmniSam. Now, anyone who is an elite or a done-for-you client, please hang around. I know a few of you like to watch out on the live stream and then you come on into the room. So come on in. I'm actually going to share with you a brand new roadmap that we've made for the business in a box. It's interactive and it allows you to tick off each of the things inside of the business in a box. So if you want to head on into the VIP room now, we're going to be covering that when we go dark for our AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. I always hang around here on a Tuesday until all questions are answered. So all of our VIPs, come on in. And to everybody else out there who loves to join us here on our weekly Strategy with Sally, thank you so much for hanging in to the end. You must like us or something. Drop that you have made it to the end in the chat so I can give you a shout out and thank you for your commitment to staying through these Strategy with Sally sessions. Have a fabulous week. As always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income producing activity done each and every day. And I will see you next week on Strategy with Sally. Bye for now.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're You're stronger